Men are so simple and so much inclined to obey immediate needs that a deceiver will never lack victims for his deceptions. It is double pleasure to deceive the deceiver. It is necessary for him who lays out a state and arranges laws for it to presuppose that all men are evil and that they are always going to act according to the wickedness of their spirits whenever they have free scope. The more sand has escaped from the hourglass of our life, the clearer we should see through it. The wise man does at once what the fool does finally. Men rise from one ambition to another. First they seek to secure themselves against attack, and then they attack others. Men ought either to be indulged or utterly destroyed, for if you merely offend them, they take vengeance. But if you injure them greatly, they are unable to retaliate, so that the injury done to a man ought to be such that vengeance cannot be feared. Men should be either treated generously or destroyed, because they take revenge for slight injuries. For heavy ones, they cannot. Men shrink less from offending one who inspires love than one who inspires fear. Never was anything great achieved without danger. Since it is difficult to join them together, it is safer to be feared than to be loved when one of the two must be lacking. The fact is that a man who wants to act virtuously in every way necessarily comes to grief among so many who are not virtuous. The distinction between children and adults, while probably useful for some purposes, is at bottom a specious one, I feel. There are only individual egos, crazy for love. Severities should be dealt out all at once, so that their suddenness may give less offence. Benefits ought to be handed out drop by drop, so that they may be relished the more. Politics have no relations to morals. Of mankind, we may say in general they are fickle, hypocritical, and greedy of gain. No enterprise is more likely to succeed than one concealed from the enemy until it is ripe for execution. One change always leaves the way open for the establishment of others. Hatred is gained as much by good works as by evil. The promise given was a necessity of the past. The word broken is a necessity of the present. We cannot attribute to fortune or virtue that which is achieved without either. Ambition is so powerful a passion in the human breast that however high we reach, we are never satisfied. Men in general judge more from appearances than from reality. All men have eyes, but few have the gift of penetration. I consider it a mark of great prudence in a man to abstain from threats or any contemptuous expressions, for either of these weakens the enemy, but threats make him more cautious, and the other excites his hatred and a desire to revenge himself. There is nothing more difficult to take in hand, more perilous to conduct, or more uncertain in its success than to take the lead in the introduction of a new order of things. Niccolo Machiavelli, great philosopher, a real original thinker, and one of the misunderstood characters, greatly misunderstood characters of the Renaissance period, I think. Catch you next time, folks. Peace.